Hello everybody and welcome back to Fraser 1515 Gaming. In today's video we have a game of NHL 20 online versus where you'll be seeing me as the St. Louis Blues take on the Boston Bruins in a repeat of the 2019 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, playoff final. And in this video I'll just be discussing where the Blues are at the NHL's pause in their regular season. So currently the Blues are sitting first place in the West with 94 points through 71 games, which is good enough for first in the Western Conference. With that, they'll be in a position to play the worst wild card or the second place wild card team, which is currently a tie between Nashville and Vancouver. So looking forward, they probably have a pretty good chance at beating them and then making their way through to the second round, where it'll be a battle between Colorado and Dallas, who are two really good teams. But St. Louis has shown time and time before that they have the players, the skill, and I guess the playoff style of hockey that they showed last year by winning the Stanley Cup, that they can go ahead and do all that. So if we want to look at how St. Louis is doing it, it's quite incredible because they are missing their top player, Vladimir Tarasenko, for I guess probably the past 2 or 3 months at least. But he should be back in time for if there's a resume of the NHL season. So their first line that they've been rolling out has been Jaden Schwartz, Braden Shen in the center, and Alex Steen on the other wing. They've been able to complement that with a second line of Sammy Blais, who's really taken a step forward in the past, I guess, year and a half. He really kind of broke out as a fourth line player in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but is really, taking that next step forward with Vladimir Tarasenko being out and showing that he can play on a line that can handle the big minutes and be in kind of like a shutdown grinder role alongside line mates Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron. On their fourth line, they have Zach Sanford, Robert Thomas, and Jordan Kyrou. And this line's, according to Daily Faceoffs, the fifth rated third line in the entire league. It's mainly driven by the good play of how well Zach Sanford and Rob Thomas have both been playing. Jordan Kyrou's kind of been like a revolving door. Sometimes it's been Tyler Bozak, who's also hurt. But Sanford's really taken a step forward, and that trade with Washington for Phoenix Copley is really turning out good for them. And their fourth line has been nothing incredible, but it gets the job done nonetheless, with currently rolling out Mackenzie McCackern, Oscar Sundqvist, and Ivan Barbashev. Barbashev, former Wildcat, second round pick, and probably could be playing higher up in the lineup on any other team, but that just goes to show the depth that St. Louis has, which ultimately helped them win a Stanley Cup last year and has put them in a position this year to do, a very similar thing and repeat champions. And if we thought that their forwards weren't good enough, their defense may very well be the best in the league, whereas they're rolling out 6 very strong defensemen that will probably only get stronger as the year or playoffs roll out. They're currently anchored by Alex Pietrangelo and Justin Falk on their top pairing, which has been kind of a godsend that for St. Louis getting Justin Falk this year in a trade from, I think it was Carolina. Yeah, Carolina for Dominic Bach, and I believe it was another first rounder, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But Falk's seamlessly been able to step into the team and kind of play in that top 4, but not being relied on as the guy as he was previously in Carolina. Their second pair is Marco Scandella and Colton Parayko, who's really been a shutdown pair. Scandella has really flourished since he was able to leave Buffalo, which isn't really a surprise. That's almost like where the people go to die. Just play out the end of your contract, and I guess in Patrick Berglund's case, didn't even want to do that. But Montreal really revitalized his career, and a move to St. Louis for a chance to win a Stanley Cup must have him extremely motivated. On their third pairing, they have the perfect complement of Vince Dunn, who's the kind of guy that was going to want to step up into the play and join the rush and kind of act as a fourth forward in a rover position, and good old boy Robert Bertuzzo, to sit back and play that shutdown role, contribute on the PK, and really just play that steady sixth defenseman that I guess every team really should have, and especially if you're going to consider going deep into the playoffs. So on the back end, they also do have, although he's only a second-year pro, Jordan Binnington, who's really proving to be one of the league's top goaltenders. He's probably, definitely in the top half, probably top 10, and you could probably even make an argument for a top 5 at some point in time. But then he's been able to he overtook last year Jake Allen for that starter's role, who really is, he's been able to step into the backups role and not played awful, but contribute enough and be probably about league average for a backup goaltender in the NHL. So the Blues, once the NHL season is poised to return, are going to be getting back not only Vladimir Tarasenko, but likely Tyler Bozak too, and they should be panned out for a long playoff run. So I think I'm going to leave the video at here, and be sure to like and subscribe, because that certainly helps out my channel. The more views, the more videos I'll be able to make. So until next time, peace.